Honey, I'm ready, baby. I came on. I was trying to share this thing out and make sure I get some people on here. But guess what? Y'all came so fast, I didn't even get the chance to move it like I wanted to. And look at my life. Look at here. I tell you, it's always something. But guess what God gonna do? Light this thing on up so you can see me anyway. That's right. That's right. I am your girl, your host, Angela ALove Lewis. I'm on here with We Shine Media Spotlight because we shining the spotlight today, baby. We are highlighting somebody who I love. When I tell you I love her energy, I love her spirit, I love how she shows up. I love the fact that she's the positive praise promoter, honey. She is shining spotlights while I'm doing it on her. She's always highlighting, spotlighting, letting people know, you know what I'm saying? Putting them out there and letting people know who they are and what they do. And I'm telling you, what makes me love her is every time I put on Facebook and come across her page, I see that she dancing, honey, and she moving and she is just in her zone. And I love that. I love that for her and I love that about her. So I'm not going to take too much time with introduction because I'm going to bring her on because we got so much to get up in here, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and bring on the none other than the positive praise promoter herself, Miss Nicole.
Like six red. Pow, 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 pow.
Bam, bam, bam. How are you?
Hey, everybody. Hey, ALove. How is everybody doing? What's going on?
Listen, what's going on? You hear me? Listen, the green light that fell over, and I'm just like, now, see, you don't do none of that in the morning. Look, but you know, you already knew it's going to be something tonight. That's why you could look. We're bringing our own light tonight. You hear me? It's coming through regardless. So I am so excited to have you on here. I wanted to share this out. So y'all, whoever's coming in, make sure you share this broadcast. Make sure you tag some people because I'm telling y'all, this right here, you don't realize it, but it's about to be on another level of information. What's getting ready to be downloaded? You ain't ready for it. I don't think you even really know how powerful this hour is going to be. But we're about to drop some things for you. First and foremost, and I call her Coco, but Nicole, I want you to really tell people a little bit about yourself, not about the positive praise promoter, not about being podcast host of Power in the Shadow podcast, not about being an author, not even about being a black pearl, because we're going to get to all those. Okay. But I want you to tell them who you are.
Okay. My name is Nicole Steen. I am a wife. I am a mother. I am a grandmother. I am a mother who was a teenage mother. I am somebody who is overcoming so much. I am somebody who has watered myself down so many years, being, just suppressing myself. So I am somebody who is ready to pop out and show out on this media spotlight. So as Nicole Steen, the positive praise promoter, I am here to give you me. I am here to be transparent. I am here to show you what God can do with little old me. You did. Let's go. Hey, love, you there? She might be gone, y'all.
I'm back. I was trying to get this lighting together, honey. But listen, we are here now, and I'm telling y'all, it's a beautiful thing when you find people that you connect with, when their energy is popping, when, we've known each other after the pandemic, and we've known each other, through a group that we were connected to. How long?
About 5 years.
About 5 years. And even though we don't talk all the time, we don't, call each other on the phone and things, but whenever I'm around her, it's the energy that she has. It is something about her that God has given her the confidence to promote other people, the grace to see good in other people, right? Absolutely. And I think, that's why it's so good when she says positive praise promoter, because it's always, how they say, positivity like attracts like. You know what I'm saying? And
Yes.
you want to have an end, you're going to hook two positives together, right?
Right.
And I love that you do that while you're still out here doing you. You
And I'm
don't,
gonna
you don't, you don't keep anybody down
mm-hmm.
doing you. You don't try to pull anybody and say, okay, well, I got to pull Bill Crab in a bucket and talk about her so I can get where I got to go. That's not
Right.
your nature. Hey,
Mm-hmm.
Lakeisha. So,
But I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you what. Hey, Keisha, hey, love. A lot of people that do not have a support system.
mm-hmm,
You have a lot of people that has a big following. Everybody support them, and then you have some people that don't have support, whether it's from their family, from their peers, or whatever. So I took it upon myself. I said, you know what? I'm gonna be that personal cheerleader for those that don't have the support that they need. I'm going to be that person that supports majority of the people. You know what I'm
mm-hmm.
saying? You don't find too many people like that. So I dare to be
You
different.
don't.
I dare to be different. So I just absolutely love promoting people, especially when it's something positive. Somebody
Yes.
needs to hear it. Somebody
Mm-hmm.
needs to hear it. And it's so funny. I have a little story. I talked about how I was a teenage mother. I had my
Mm-hmm.
first child at 17.
Okay.
And when I had my first son, I was like, you know what, God, okay, what do you want me to do? And society will make you feel like, hey, baby, some society will make you feel like you have to be this certain type of way.
Right. Right.
What I mean by that, you have to look a certain type of way, you have to go to college and do certain things.
Mm-hmm.
When I had my first son, I fixed it in my mind. Okay, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna go to college. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do all of this right. God had another plan for me. ALove.
Mm.
No, 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 no. You're not going to college. I didn't go to college,
Mm-hmm.
and I beat myself up for years. Holding myself back. Okay, Nicole, you can't do this because you didn't go to college.
Wow.
Okay, Nicole, you can't step in this room because you didn't go to college. Let me
Wow.
tell you what God did. God said, I'm gonna show you what I can do. God put me on a six-figure job, ALove.
Come
A
on.
six-figure job. I was traveling all over the country and everything with no college degree. A lot of my peers and a lot of my family members, they went to college. I was making more money than them.
Come
Okay.
on.
Yes, and I got so comfortable. I got so comfortable, and I knew God had something for me to do. I know I have a gift in the
Right.
spiritual realm. So at this particular job, I was surrounded by atheists, just surrounded,
Okay.
just surrounded by atheists, and I'm this spiritual person. So I believe that God put me there to minister
Mhm.
to them.
Yeah.
So I got comfortable, not realizing that I actually got comfortable with the money. I got
Mhm.
comfortable with the money, and then I was also running from my gift.
Ooh, come on and talk about it.
Yeah, because I said, all right, I'm making this money. I'm making 30 some dollars an hour. I don't have to do too much. God said, oh, yes, you do. So I need you to leave this job, Nicole.
Mm.
Let me pat my face because I said, God play too much. God, you done brought me through all of this. And you
Yes.
telling me to walk off this job with all these good benefits, Lord. And so I hesitated. Hey, love. I
Mm.
said, you know what? Now he ain't saying that to me. And that's when I was diagnosed with Crohn's disease. Never heard
Wow.
never heard of Crohn's disease. It started gradually, my stomach started hurting a whole lot. I
Mm-hmm.
started throwing up blood.
Mm.
Yes, every little thing that stressed me out, my stomach would just turn.
Oh.
Start going to the hospital. Every time I walked into that laboratory, ALove, I would throw up. I have to run to the bathroom. This may
Mm-hmm.
be this may be TMI, but I was having bloody bowel movements and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was getting to work, and I decided, I said, okay, God, I'm gonna pray. God, what do you need me to do? The day I decided to leave was April the 21st, 2017. I decided to retire. I said I was gonna retire at 50. God said, no, no, no. You're gonna retire 3 years before. You said you're gonna retire. And when you
Mm-hmm.
retire, I need you to go out here and talk to my people and tell my people what I did in your life, Nicole. And so that's when the Positive Praise Promoter was, I gave birth to Positive Praise Promoter. I said, okay, God, what do you want me to do? So he had me to break down 3 things about myself. Okay, Nicole, what's the things you like about yourself? I like the positivity that I give off, that pure positivity. I
Yeah.
love to, I love to praise God, and I love to praise those that need praising.
Mm-hmm.
And baby, that's self-explanatory. That's self-explanatory.
Yeah.
So I put those 3 things together, and those 3 words right there, they tell you who Nicole Johnson Steen is.
Mm.
Yes.
You know, it's so crazy, first and foremost, that you left on April the 21st, because you know, that's my birthday.
Absolutely. That's why I said it. You Taurus, you. That's why I said it.
Baby, listen. But let's go back because, you know, like you said, a lot of people don't have support.
Mhm.
And people don't realize how important support is. You know what I'm saying? When you're a child and you're playing sports, you
Yes.
need support. You want your parents, you know, when you can look, if everybody else's mom and daddy is there cheering them on,
Yes.
you want to look out and
Mhm.
see your
You
folks
need that
cheering you
energy.
on. You need that. Support looks like cheering people on. When you have a
Yes.
baby, you want to tell them, good job when they take a step. Because that
Absolutely.
support makes them want to continue to move and do and grow. And a lot of
Yes.
times, people, good evening, Miss Doris. A lot of times, when people don't have support,
Miss Doris.
they will wither away, or they will shrink back, or they will isolate themselves because they feel like nobody cares about me anyway. So,
That was.
therefore, you know what I'm saying? I might as
Mhm.
well not do this. And 9 times out of 10, what I realize and what people have been saying now is when you get into a business, you're expecting friends and family to support you. They're
Absolutely.
not. You want them to, and you
No.
feel some type of way when they don't. But the
Mhm.
thing about it is, when you can release yourself from the
Yes.
expectation of who's supposed to support you and just
Yes.
go out here and do what God told you to do. And when you do that, you'll find people who will find you because they
Absolutely.
can hear what you're talking about. They like your style. It's other
Yes.
people who do what you're doing, but they just like how you do it. When you out here
Absolutely.
dancing and doing your reels and your videos and things, it's something that attracts people to you. They may see
Mhm.
somebody else and be like, they need to get somewhere to sit down. But they can see you and be like, baby, it's something about her that just makes me feel when I see it. That
Absolutely.
is what is when you're talking about supporting people and
Mhm.
being pure about it. Because a lot of people will support you because they feel like they're gonna get some limelight too.
Absolutely. They're looking for something, and that's not cool. That's not cool at all. But let's touch on the dancing. ALove.
Okay.
I want.
Okay,
I
let's
want.
do that.
The reason why I want to touch on the dancing is because I have received a lot of hate mail, emails, and messengers. People saying you need to sit down, or you too grown to be dancing like that. Baby, listen. I've been a majorette since elementary school, baby. I can get down with the best of them. However, I want the world to know that my dancing is more personal than anything.
Mm-hmm.
With Crohn's disease, there comes muscle pain, joint pain, stomach pain, all types of pain. And with those pains, you may have pains all day long, all week long. They may give you Lortabs, they may give you Percocets. However, with me, I don't want to be sprung on opioids. I don't want to be dependent on pain medicine. So, God, what is the next thing I can do to help me to, with the pain? And
Mm-hmm.
God said, use what you know and use what you know and use what makes you happy. Dancing makes me happy. When I get out there and I'm dancing, it's almost like if I'm doing the wave, it's like I'm waving Crohn's disease on up out of here.
Come on.
Yeah. If I'm doing a butterfly, I'm shaking that pain off. So it's not about being seen. It's not about, letting men see. It's not about that. It's about me healing thyself.
Mm.
Healing thyself in the most natural way possible. But that is the reason why I started doing the videos.
Come on. And you know, this is so amazing because people always judge what they don't understand.
Absolutely.
And And it's not to say that you have to give people an explanation of what you do, but
Mm-hmm.
sometimes when people are quick to judge when they find out the reason why. Then they stop and they're like, oh, dang, now I feel bad because
Mm-hmm.
I've been all saying this and the other. You know what? Because we're so quick to judge people. We're so
Yes,
quick
you
to say things
are.
about people and not know their history, not know where they came from or what they've been through or why
Mm-hmm.
they do the things that they do. And a lot of times you got to stop because bottom line, we all have things, whether it's an illness, whether it's something that happened to you back in your childhood, whether it's, that you mismanaged some things and and
Yes.
and, and you got to pay for it, or whether you fumbled the bag, fumbled the relationship, whatever. We all have done some things
Yes,
that
we
we
have.
may not be proud of. And in your case, this is an illness, so it has nothing to do with pride or not pride. But
No.
it's the fact of the matter that until we can stop being so judgmental of everybody else and let people just live and let people
Yes.
just be, because
Mm-hmm.
you don't know what their
No.
story is. And
Yes.
all of us have a story.
Mm-hmm.
Every single one of us has a story. And sometimes we need to pause and say, you know what? Let me get to know her versus let me always be talking about her.
Yes, absolutely. And that was so profound what you said, A Love. My favorite scripture is James 4 and 7.
Mhm.
Submit to yourselves, then to God.
Mm,
Resist the enemy, and the enemy will flee from you.
mhm,
That is my absolute favorite scripture, and that scripture got me through so much because
mm,
that person that let naysayers keep me stagnant. I was that
mhm,
person that allow other people's opinions keep me at a place where they was good with me being here because
mhm,
we can water her down. We can tell her this. We can water her down.
mhm,
No, so that was very profound what you said, and I like I said I struggle with it, and like now it's time. It's time. I don't do interviews, A Love, but when you contacted me and you said let's do this, I started sweating, girl. I started sweating at first. I was like, and God said, no, 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 no. We're not gonna do this.
mm,
I need you to come with your authenticity because
mhm,
love is going somewhere. And
mhm.
I need you to be who you are because she need that to get where she's going.
Come on.
So A Love, you like we discussed, you have three shows. Three, Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit.
Mhm,
Get ready. Get ready. And yeah, and that's why I wore red. That's why I wore red. Because courage, good
mm,
fortune, good fortune, A Love, love. I want red for you because of the power that you have and the influence that you have over so many of us. You allow us to come on your platform and be who we are. A lot of people don't do that. A lot of people will listen to me and say, "Oh, she country as hell. Oh, she country. No, I don't want to deal with her." Or "Oh, she ratchet. No, I don't want to deal with her." But no, you allow people to be themselves and to express themselves and to let the world know who they really are. And for that, God is forever pleased with that.
mm. Amen.
You understand? So
Yes, ma'am.
just know, all of this is not happening for no reason.
Mm,
It's happening for a reason. And not only are you moving somewhere, I am as well because you're getting me out of my comfort zone, allowing me to talk without thinking about what I'm saying, without
right.
worrying, without worrying about, okay, what they gonna say about this? Okay, Coco, are you doing? Coco, are you cursing? Coco, are you doing this? There is no more excuses. There's no more fear. And with you, you make that possible and you make that easy for people like me. And thank you, baby. Thank you, Queen.
I thank you. It's so funny that when I asked you, you were like, okay, so what we talking? And I'm like, this is about you because this is a thing. What you do is from the heart and it's pure, but I wanted you to be on here and authentically talk about what you do and what you have, because you mentioned one time about building the brand.
Right.
You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? And when you're building a brand, sometimes people don't have the vision, so they don't understand what you gonna do that for. Well, why you think people gonna do this or whatever? But at the end of the day, I need people to be released from other people's expectations and other
Mm-hmm.
people's thoughts about what you're doing. This is the thing. God has created us and brought us into this space to do some things and
Mm-hmm.
to meet some people and connect with some people, so you don't fully walk into what you're supposed to until you can go about it, not worrying about what everybody got to say. Because if
Yes,
one person can stop you, then that means they're going to put some brakes on what God got for you. And
absolutely.
that's not the way that we need to show up in the world. It has to be all or nothing. We can't be patty caking and playing it safe and playing small and dumbing down. There may have been a season, because this year, when we started the Empower Morning Show, what
Mm-hmm.
God gave to me was 2025 is you step into it and be bold, because He didn't
Right.
give us a spirit of fear.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's
Absolutely.
love, peace, and a sound mind. Love, you want to be love, power, and a sound mind. You want to be able to say that whether they like me dancing or not, I don't care. Whether they in my
Absolutely.
inbox talking crazy or not, I don't care. Because what I do know is that while I'm doing this, I'm pain free. I'm not
Yes.
over here
Hmm.
sitting here worried about you, because if I did that, now I'm dealing with pain and what you're talking to me about.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
And that's free. And I hope somebody got that message that this is the year where you should be like, there's no devil in hell stopping me from doing what I got to do.
No,
They,
ma'am.
nobody's going to be in my way, because I'm unstoppable this year. I don't care
Absolutely.
what you have to say. I don't care what you think about it, because guess what? You're not the author or the finisher of what I have to do.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And you're absolutely right, ALove. When I was allowing others to, dictate what I said and what I did and how I did it, that's when all of my hair came out, alopecia
Mm,
set in. That's when my fingernails fell off, my toenails fell off.
mm.
So many things were happening to me, but I had to choose me. And choosing you is something that we all need to do. Choose you.
Choose you. That
Uh-huh.
is probably one of the most powerful things that you can do for yourself, is to
Absolutely.
choose you. No matter what, always, you know how they used to say, I always bet on black, baby, always bet on you.
Yes.
Always know that I don't care what happens in your life. I don't care if they take your house today, take your car next week,
Yes.
and somebody leave you. You made
Mm-hmm.
a post about if people leave you, let them go ahead. Because when
That's
they circle back around, what I have found out is when people circle back around, they be looking like, ah, dang, I messed that up. You did.
yes, yes, you did.
Yes, you did. I ain't
Mm-hmm.
mad at you, but this is where we at.
Yeah,
Choose you at all times. And
absolutely.
that positions you, Adora said, this is so powerful. That positions
Thank you,
you to
Doris.
walk out the life that God called you to do,
Mhm.
because you're not allowing other people to dictate your
Yes,
life.
yes, yes, absolutely, ALove. And I refuse to do it again. I refuse to do it again because we have so many souls to help. We have so
Mm-hmm,
many souls to save. My mission right now is to make sure I reach that teenage mother, to let her know
mm,
that, baby, you are going to make it. It's going to get hard. However,
mm-hmm,
you have to be encouraged. You have to put God first at all
mm.
times,
At all
and
times.
believe in yourself. Know that you are worthy always. And then I also listening in until, okay, thank you, Pat. Hey, Pat. And also to that person that is suffering from autoimmune disease.
Mm-hmm,
What we don't know, the doctors don't know what autoimmune disease come from.
mm-hmm.
What I found was
Yeah.
stress and worrying in your diet are
Mm-hmm,
three of the biggest components in autoimmune disease. If we change our diets, if we eliminate so much stress in our life, and if we
mm-hmm,
stop worrying so much, and if we walk in our gift, I
mm-hmm.
guarantee sickness won't dwell. Because sickness is only a dis-ease in our body, which means that's the enemy. The enemy got to, the enemy has to flee. And that's all autoimmune diseases and all of this stuff. We just have to get ourselves in order. We have to get our houses in order.
Yeah.
We have to get our lives in order.
Yes.
God is not playing. He is not, he is so
At all.
serious right now. And we just have to like get out of our way and let go and let God. And so I want to talk about the dispensary.
Let's talk about the dispensary then.
Let's talk about the dispensary, baby. I get a lot of people saying she sell weed online. Yes, according to the 2018 Farm Bill passed by Donald Trump himself, Donald John Trump, it is 100% legal to own a virtual dispensary. I encourage everyone to invest in one. And when you invest in that, you are not only helping the 420 friendly people, you are also helping the elderly. You're also helping people that is fighting illnesses, because not only there are 420 products, there are also natural herbs that we sell in dispensary. It's not all about weed. It's about plants over pills. Going the more natural route. Quick story. Again, with the Crohn's disease. They tried so many medicines on me, ALove, from prednisone, my weight up and down, all of this. I came home one day against doctor's orders. I can admit that now, against doctor's order, because I was tired.
Yeah.
I was almost about to give up. And I came home and my husband, he was so upset with me. He said, Nicole, why did you leave? I said, oh, but I'm tired. He said, no, you're not about to down me. So he goes in the kitchen, ALove, and he boiled some chicken broth. And he sprinkled a little weed in there. He said, here, drink this. At first I was like, I'm not drinking it. And I drank it. And ALove, the healing that came over my body when I drank that chicken broth, I can't explain it. That's the healing that I received in my body from that infused chicken broth. That's something that a doctor could never do. And so when I came across the opportunity for the dispensary, I had to jump on it, because I know for a fact it healed the nausea in my stomach that I was having. I got down to 145 pounds, thick and bones, skin and bones. And I had to find a way, a natural way, to not only get my weight back, but to become strong enough to be able to tell my story.
Yeah.
So again, I encourage everybody, it's a lucrative business, but I don't do it for the money. I do it for the health benefits.
Yeah. What I realized in even this short 28 minutes is the knowledge that you've been able to give people who see things from a different way. You know what I'm saying? And when people don't understand, they're guessing and thinking all kind of things, because they haven't taken the time to research, to do the due diligence, to understand what is out there and how it can benefit people. And this is my thing, even down to people coming into your inbox, about dancing and stuff.
Yes.
I find it so funny that people are so quick to hop on things and be negative about things. If this not your cup of tea, keep moving. Why do you feel it necessary to talk about it? Why do you feel it necessary to put your mouth on it? The Bible says, well, touch not my anointed. Do my prophets no harm.
And you know what, ALove? I take that as the enemy is trying to get me off track. Because again, I go back to my younger days, when you're operating in trauma, when you're operating in childhood trauma, baby, you like a ticking time bomb. And I used to fight a lot. And the reason I fought a lot, because I didn't feel heard. I didn't feel a whole lot of things. And so in feeling that childhood trauma, I fought a lot. And so the enemy knows your triggers. The enemy knows your weaknesses, all of this stuff. And that's what he's going to throw at you. So when I get those emails, I laugh. One thing I do know, when you laugh at somebody, that make them so damn mad.
Baby, listen, If y'all didn't know, listen, that's the secret weapon. You laugh at somebody who really call themselves upset with you, but it's a whole nother level
Yes.
of listen, like they can't even get their thoughts together when you laugh because that's just made them feel like, oh, so you just gonna oh, so you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? It really takes them to another level. And the thing
Yes,
about it is you being able to laugh is letting people know that you have no power over me.
absolutely.
What used to trigger me doesn't trigger me any longer.
Absolutely. It does not. It does not. And
And I'm
yeah,
so glad you brought up about childhood because I feel like, so many people have childhood issues that they haven't healed from. And
yes.
when you have that, it really is like somebody just can continue to press a button and you're
Mm-hmm.
going to react
Mm-hmm.
constantly because you haven't taken the time to release whatever it is. And you don't
Absolutely.
heal from what you can't reveal. That's why a lot of times, people need to talk about whatever
Yes.
it is. And whether you talk about it in therapy, whether you with a friend, whether you look in the mirror and talk to yourself, but you need to identify and acknowledge whatever it is that has hurt you. Because if you don't, if you can't reveal it, if it can't come out your mouth, you would
Mm-hmm.
never be healed from that. It will always be a
Absolutely.
pressure point in your life, always.
And ALove, a lot of people don't may not know this. I know a lot of people that's on the live that know me personally. They know that I'm the co-founder of Beautiful Spirit
Mhm,
Women Incorporated. My sister, she's the founder, Crystal Chapman, wonderful organization.
mhm,
When we created that organization back in 2010, I was still operating in my childhood trauma. What I
mhm,
mean by that, we created the organization and we're still doing great things. However, I created that with her to stay in the background because I was still hiding. I was
mhm.
suppressing myself. And I had to disconnect myself from the organization in order to walk in my authentic purpose.
Mhm.
I used that for leverage so long, ALove, and I didn't realize that.
Mhm.
I thought that I was doing the right thing, volunteering, doing all
Mhm.
these things, but I was running. I was,
Mhm.
and I can admit that now. I
Mhm.
am a product of being molested, you
Mhm.
know, and a long time I couldn't talk about it. A long time I was angry. A
Yeah.
long time I couldn't love my husband like I wanted to love my husband. It was
Mm.
30 years, high
Yeah.
school sweethearts. So I had to literally like go inside out of myself and
Mhm.
that everything and say, Nicole, what is it that's keeping you from doing what you need to do? And that's what it was. That childhood trauma, running from the truth, not wanting to face it,
Mhm.
and holding on to, when I try to tell people sweep it up under the rug. And
Yeah.
so when you
Yeah.
sweep things up under the rug, you shouldn't do a child that way
True.
because you're making that child suppress their real thoughts. You're
Mhm.
making that child think about things before they ask questions. I
Yeah.
didn't want to ask questions. I wanted to figure everything out on my own because I didn't want to be disappointed. So
Mhm.
anybody out there that is dealing with childhood trauma, heal, get outside of yourself. If you got to cut off those social medias, cut off those phones, cut out some
Mhm.
people in your life. That's
Mhm.
imperative. It's lonely at the top.
It is.
And when I say it's lonely at the top, you're not going to be there alone. You're going to be there with people that God put in place to be there with you. It's not going to be the people that you want to take with you. So I say this, heal, y'all. Please heal. I'm on my healing journey. It feels good. I feel liberated. I
Mm.
I feel like I want to bust and confetti will pop out.
Mm.
I swear that's how much God is blessing your girl.
Come on.
Yeah.
But that's a beautiful place to be in, especially when you have going through life with a lot of pain and
Mhm.
things that happen to you. Because let's just keep it real. When somebody molests you at a young age, you can't help but why? Why would you do that to me? What did I do to deserve that? And a lot
Absolutely.
of people are still walking around with why? Why
Mhm.
me? Why? What did I do? You know what I'm saying? I mean, for a number of things. You think about, I even to the point of, my mom died in 2000. And I still think, at the time I was like, but why my mom? You know what
Absolutely.
I'm saying? Like, it's people out here who don't care nothing about their mama.
Mm-hmm.
Why my mom? And whatever happens to you that can be traumatic, you have to be able to understand that if God puts you in a position to have to go through that, on the other side, once you can release it, once you can get through it, once you can, allow it not to continue to keep you in bondage and keep you
Yes.
held down and keep you from doing whatever it is you're supposed to do. If you can get to the other side,
Mm-hmm.
like you said, the liberation, the freedom, the ability to say that, not for me looking and saying, why my mom,
Mm-hmm.
but to say that, you know what, for the time she was here, baby, he blessed me with the best of the best of the best. And
Mm-hmm.
sometimes that's my portion to deal with. You know what I'm saying? In the Bible, I think it was what is it Paul that had the thorn that he had to deal with. We don't
Mm-hmm.
know what that is, but it was a thorn that he had to continue to deal with.
Yes, he did.
All of us have a thorn. It's a thorn somewhere, but you know what? Every time it sticks you, you got to be like, but what you're not gonna do is keep me from living.
Absolutely. Look, I'm gonna move again. You
It
gone
may be
on.
uncomfortable. It may be uncomfortable. You might be wanting to say, damn it, stop, get off of me, leave me
Yes.
alone. But
Yes.
you still got to keep rising. You still got to keep going. You can't
Absolutely.
let it break you down. Now, I
Mm-hmm.
want to go to the fact that not only are you the positive praise promoter, but you go by Black Pearl. And
Oh
I want
yeah.
to talk about the pearl because I don't think people recognize the beauty in a pearl, but how did the beauty come about?
Because I am a rare. I'm rare. I'm a rare jewel, and the black pearl is a rare jewel.
Hmm?
And network marketing. I never thought that I would be in sales. I never thought that I would be in network marketing.
Mm-hmm.
When I first stepped into network marketing, I came in trying to be like everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, I dare to be different. And so I was on over one of my clients' house, one of the veterans, and we were talking, and I asked him certain questions about me. What do you think about me? What do you see when you see the positive praise promoter? And he
Mm-hmm.
said rare. And when he said rare, I looked at the TV and I saw pearl.
Mm.
And I Googled rare pearl. Black pearl
Mm-hmm.
came up. I said, oh, okay.
Okay.
I'm chocolate. You see,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going by Black Pearl. And so that's why I call myself the Black Pearl of network marketing, because I'm a rare jewel. I'm not the average network marketer.
Mm-hmm.
I don't work in sales. I work to heal. That's,
Mm.
that's the whole goal, to heal. And that's where the Black Pearl came from. And then I came up with a slogan, by storm I can take the world. My life is a rare treasure, just like the Black Pearl. I'm about to take the world by storm, ALove.
Come
One brick.
on and take it by storm. Listen, I love that because when a storm comes up,
Mm-hmm.
everybody starts running, right? You're trying to get in for because you don't want that storm. You don't want to be caught out in the storm, right? But
Absolutely.
the storm is a force of nature. And when you allow
Mm,
God to take your gifts and to take your talents, that's his super on your natural.
mm-hmm.
And a lot of people can't handle that. They want you to stay in this little space where they can, don't make too much more money than they do. Don't live in a better house than they do. Don't drive a better vehicle than they do. Don't
Absolutely.
do anything that they can't do. But the thing about it is, and I'll go back even to just the pearl by itself.
Mm-hmm.
Pearls are created because there's some grit and things that have got
Come on.
inside
Yes.
that makes the pearl. And the more that it's in there, the more that it stays, it becomes more and more beautiful and luminescent and rare and worth so much more. But it
Yep.
comes because some trash has gotten in it
Yes.
to cause that pearl. And so you would not even believe, just like a diamond,
Yes.
it's a piece of coal that has to be under a lot of pressure in
Mm-hmm.
order to become the value of a diamond. So
Mm-hmm.
this is the thing. You may want to play it small and play it safe and be somewhere where you don't take any risk. But
Mm-hmm.
the most wonderful, most beautiful things come from being under pressure and from
Yes.
having to have something happen to them that everybody else is trying to not deal with.
Yes.
But
Absolutely.
you embrace it.
Mm-hmm. It was hard. It was difficult at first. I second guessed myself every day.
Hmm.
But that voice of God comes right back and said, Nicole, you've come too far to turn back now. You come too far to turn back now. What you scared of? What are you scared of? And you know what I was scared of? I was scared of myself. I was scared
Come
of
on.
myself. Mm-hmm. I'm never scared of anybody. I was scared of myself. I was scared of the power that I possess. Seriously, I saw it. God showed me things a long time ago, just like He showed me things of you. He showed me things of myself, but I wanted to keep it back here because, no, not me. I'm not gonna be out in front of all those people, God. Not this country girl, not this girl that stutter, not this girl that grew up in the projects, Horn Lake Heights GP4L, not Coco. But God said, "Oh yes, I'm about to use you." So
Mm,
it's hard, but you got to know. You got to know what you know, what you know, what you know,
baby. You
because
got.
you know what you can do.
Mhm.
All you need is a support system. Somebody,
Right.
somebody like you, ALove, to we listen but don't judge.
Mhm.
Somebody like me that'll promote you with no strings attached. I don't have to get paid. I get paid with your success. When you successful, that's my payment.
Yes.
Because I know I planted some good seeds over there. That
Thank
makes
you.
me feel good. So yeah.
Thank you. That makes you trust your judgment even more. When you sow into good ground and you see the harvest, then
Mm-hmm.
you know that, okay, God, I'm going to trust me even more because I called that one out. But
That's it.
when you said that, my favorite, if people who hear me, I'm always saying my favorite poem is by Marianne Williamson, Our
Mm-hmm.
Deepest Fear. And it says in there, my deepest fear is not that I'm inadequate, it's that I'm powerful beyond measure. See,
Mm.
what it is that if we allow ourselves to be great, that's intimidating.
Mm-hmm. I
You know what I'm
learned.
saying? Because sometimes, to be honest with you, a lot of times we play small because we feel like we don't want to be out in the limelight. We don't want to be at the top by ourselves. We want everybody else to come along with us. So in order
Mm-hmm.
to do that, you just play it safe. You ain't trying to go out and do anything more. But the thing about it is, it's the fear of the unknown. It's like death. People are afraid to die because you don't know what that looks like. But what if it's better?
Mm-hmm.
We hold on sometimes to things that we think, oh, I got it good. I'm just going to sit it right here. But what if it's better for you? What if it's better out there? What if going to the top and being great is mind blowing compared to where you are right now?
Absolutely.
You'll never find out if you don't go for it, if you don't let loose and do what you're supposed to do.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And I'm learning that with again, I'm gonna go back to the spiritual things. Hey, love. Sometimes I can walk into a room and God will show me things, right? And God
Mhm.
will say, I need you to cast that spirit out. I need you to cast that demon out.
Mm.
I take off running. Because I would see it. It would see
Mhm.
me. But I wasn't strong enough in my faith.
Mhm.
Like I said, I had to dig deep and know and stand firm. Stand firm in it. And know that, whatever God puts in front of me, He's gonna walk in front of me at all times.
At all times.
And that was the biggest thing that kept me from walking forward.
Mm.
People treat you different when they know you're special.
Don't they?
People don't want to talk around you when they know and think that you're special.
Mm-hmm.
And it's only 144,000 chosen ones. You know what I'm saying? So when you are a chosen one, you have a lot of people that is ready to destroy you, and that's what I
Mm-hmm.
read from. I don't want to be. Who wants to be destroyed
Who
for
wants
doing
that?
good? Who wants to be destroyed from doing good? So that those things, those are some of the things that kind of made me go this way. Maybe if
Yeah.
I go this way, I'll be saved.
Mm-hmm.
I tell everybody, you're not safe. When God when there's a calling in your life, that calling's gonna keep calling you until you walk,
Mm-hmm.
walk in.
It will. I'm telling you, you can't outrun you.
No,
You
no,
can't.
no, you cannot. No, you cannot. And the reward when you embrace you is overflowing, everlasting,
Yeah.
almighty, Alpha and Omega. Alpha and Omega.
I love the direction we've gone in because a lot of times people don't get to see that side.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? They only see what they see on social media, or you know what I'm saying? They don't realize, but it's always something deeper.
Mm-hmm.
You know
It
what I'm
is.
saying?
It is.
It's deeper than what you see. See, social media has made things so surface and people just take it for face value. It makes me laugh when I think about Kendrick Lamar, doing the halftime, and
Yes.
people who didn't understand, they was like, yeah, it really wasn't that good. And you didn't catch it. But now you see
Mm-hmm.
everybody doing a dance. Everybody has, and even if they don't really know, it's something about that has caught on, which has made him to be even bigger. So sometimes you don't even really know what's going on behind the scenes. You see things one way, and because you don't understand, you just play it off like, oh, that wasn't nothing. They should have did this, this, and this. Not
Yes.
knowing that, baby, it only takes one thing that can blow you up. One
Mm-hmm.
connection can take you from where you are to levels and levels and levels you've never even imagined.
Absolutely.
You
Absolutely.
know what
But
I'm saying?
yeah, I have to share this story about me and you.
Mm-hmm.
You and I want to share with your viewers, my viewers, everybody. Remember, when we met at the CEO event back in
Mm-hmm.
2020 and we exchanged information.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And you were somebody that made me feel so comfortable, along with Ilyasa and others. But you and Ilyasa,
Mm-hmm.
y'all kind of stood out. And you were somebody that made me feel a part of something.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't go to a lot of. I used to not go to a lot of events because I didn't feel a part of something. I felt judged. But you were that person, and I expressed to you how I told you I was calling you 2 years in a row. Text
Mm-hmm.
2 years in a row. The whole time I had the wrong number, but the enemy kept seeping in, kept creeping in, saying, "Oh, she don't want to talk to you. That's why she's not responding to your messages.
Oh,
You too ghetto. You this." But then I had God saying, "No, keep trying, keep trying, keep trying." And when I realized that I had the wrong number, ALove, it's like it's like a glove. It's like it did this. It's like God showed me, okay, now the enemy done distracted you long enough. Get to work.
get to
Because
work.
because of you, because of you and I meeting at that gas station in Olive Branch, Mississippi that time.
Mm-hmm.
You were the reason that I went on and stepped out on faith. You don't even know that.
Wow.
When you and I finally connected, and I realized I had the wrong number for 2 whole years,
Wow.
having dreams about you, all of that. I'm like, why am I dreaming about this lady? She not even answering my phone call. I had the
Mm.
wrong number. But that's how God works. That's how He
Mhm.
works. He don't work on our time. He works on His.
Right.
He works on divine timing.
Divine timing.
So I just want to thank you all across the board for, just being who you are, being that authentic person. I'm an authentic person as well, but my
Mm-hmm.
authenticity, it draws people in. But once people get to know me, a lot of them get intimidated.
Mm-hmm.
Get intimidated. But that means what that tells me is you wasn't authentic. I'm authentic. I'm still the same
Mm-hmm.
person. Still the same person since the first grade. But you, ALove, keep doing what you're doing because you're helping people like me break through. Breakthrough.
Mm-hmm.
That's our word for today. Breakthrough.
Breakthrough, honey, breakthrough. Listen, I'm gonna get her because this was supposed to be about her while she's picking on me.
But you know what? Talking about others is about me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because that's
That's
what
what
it's
you do.
about. Like I said, everybody, I didn't have that cheerleader. I didn't have that personal person that that hyped me up. on the
Yeah.
stage. I didn't have that person to person, but I can be that person. And
Mm-hmm.
in me being that person, God rewards me so mighty. So
Mm.
mighty. So yeah, it's about me. But I have to mention you and others because you guys are a part of me. If you feel what I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yes. I love it. Listen, you know what? Because this is the thing. If you don't show up as your authentic self, you
Hmm.
don't know whose progress you're hindering. You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? Because if I had just not, when we connected in Olive Branch, and not shown up or even to realize that you have been trying to call me, anybody who knows me know if what you see today is what you're gonna get next week, next month, next year, 10 years from now, whatever. We
Mhm.
might not have seen each other since second grade, and see each other in 2 more years. And I'm gonna be like, you better and be crazy and high
Uh-huh.
five and whatever. Because you have to be who you are. And when
Yes.
people understand that and know that, then they realize, okay, but what if I was one way at the CEO thing and then really literally ignored your stuff? You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
That
Hmm.
that could set people one way or the other. That's a trigger in some way or another. That's
It's a
why you have to show up as who you are because you don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like Kendrick said, you can't fake them. You can't fake influence.
no, you cannot.
You,
No, you cannot. And not only that, we as women, we have to start watering ourselves down. We have
that
to.
part.
If you
That
a
part.
boss, baby, be a boss.
Be one.
Yes.
Because you're not doing anybody a service by
No.
playing small or dumbing down, or you got the answer but you don't want to tell somebody, because at the end of the day, me giving you the answer doesn't change about me. I don't
Yes.
care if you get there faster because I gave you something and I didn't act on it. It doesn't
Mhm.
stop me from moving ahead. It
Yes,
doesn't
it
change
does.
anything.
Hmm.
But what happens is when you can be authentic, when you can be real, when you can go out here and be who you are, that
Hmm.
in that poem it says it liberates others. Be great so that you can give people, liberate them so they can be great too. So we can say, oh,
Absolutely.
Coco did it. Oh, she got her dispensary and she out here dancing and doing what she do and she
Mhm.
don't care. Then you know what, baby, I need to go out here and do what I want to do and not care what other people have to say about it.
Absolutely. And also with the Hot Wife, Hot Life anthology, with the authorship, I encourage so many women to get out your pen and paper and write.
Mhm. And right. Share your
It's really,
story.
yes. Again, thanking you again for giving me that opportunity because I've been writing for years.
Mhm.
I was afraid to release anything. I was
Mm.
afraid to open up and be who I am because I didn't want to be judged. So women, get your pen and paper out and write it down. Don't be afraid. And ALove, I want to announce something on your show.
Okay, Nelson.
And right now I am talking with at least 13 women, and we're gonna do a anthology called Power in the Shadow. Called Power in the Shadow, and each lady, it may grow or it may become smaller, but each lady is required to tell their story of the power in the shadow of their adversities.
Mm.
Yeah.
I
So.
love it. I love that because I'm telling y'all, when you can talk about what you go through,
Hmm.
it releases. It's healing. Honestly, it's
It's
cathartic because it allows you to release the power that some things adversity has kept you in and kept you down and kept
yes.
you from thinking that you can do more.
Hmm.
And sharing that story is going to help somebody else who reads it say, you know what?
Hmm.
You thought you had me, baby. You didn't have me.
Oh no. And
You
then
didn't
I'm
get me.
also I'm also working out some things to do like a dance class for plus size women as well.
Okay, okay,
All women. Let me
okay.
correct that. Let me correct that. All women.
Mm-hmm.
However, we're gonna focus on plus size women, and I'm gonna tell you why. Kickboxing. I take kickboxing classes, and then
Okay.
kickboxing classes. A lot of us curvy women, we can't keep up a
Mm-hmm.
lot, and we feel left out because it's fast paced.
Mm-hmm.
And see, I can keep up because I was a majorette, and so I'm kind of active, but a lot of women can't. And so
Mm-hmm.
I want to create a safe space for women to come together and be able to dance and release without being judged.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm getting that together. There's so many things that I have in store. I'm just not I don't like to, I like to do.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like to talk about it, I like to be about it. And so
Yeah.
so I just encourage everybody just to stay tuned with the Positive Praise Promoter. I may not post everything, but I would do my best by posting more of what I have
Mm-hmm.
going on in the community.
It's,
Yes.
it's just so amazing to me to see how, what people don't understand is that it's so much inside of you. And
Mm-hmm.
we think that you just do one thing and that's cool, but it's so much more inside of you. And do it all. When you leave about this world, baby, leave on empty. Say,
Yes.
God, I use everything you gave me. And,
Yes.
and hey, it's all good. It all
Mm-hmm.
worked for my good. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Because you don't know how seeing her on social media dancing may make somebody else. It may irritate some, but it's somebody out there who said, you know what, I wish I was that free to
Mm-hmm.
do that. You
Mm-hmm.
don't know who you help by sharing the story. You don't know who you help by giving somebody a smile or giving
Yes.
somebody a compliment. You know what I'm saying? We're not that high up at a level that you can't
No, we
tell
are
somebody
not.
they look good. We're not. We have not arrived. And
Uh-huh.
that's what we got to understand. You have not arrived.
Yep.
No matter how high you get, you can still go higher.
Absolutely. I needed that. I needed that. And what we need to know that God is the one that sits high.
Yes.
We don't sit high. So yeah, I appreciate being on your platform. I appreciate the
So what?
conversation. And I want to extend the invitation to you to do more lives and more interviews to get out of my comfort zone.
Yes.
Yes, because I'm very comfortable, very comfortable,
Good.
and that's a good.
Good, good, good.
Mhm.
Because you deserve it. I'm telling you, just to see all of the things, like I said, the Black Pearl, the Positive Praise Promoter, Power in the Shadow podcast, and getting ready to be Power in the Shadow anthology. You got
Yes,
the Hot Wife, Hot Life. You got
mhm.
the virtual dispensary owner. There's nothing stopping you. Look, they say, I'm on the way up.
I'm on
Nothing
the
can
way
stop
up.
me on the way up. And I love that you live life out loud.
Yes,
You know what I'm saying?
yes,
Stop
you
being
have
quiet.
to.
Live your life out loud. Enjoy
Mhm.
every minute. Because when it's over, it's over. So why,
Yeah,
why wait and play it down? This is the time to just live. Go for it. Do
absolutely,
it. Like Nike said, just do it. Stop waiting for
absolutely.
other people's permission and give yourself permission to be
Mhm.
all that you want to be in life.
Yes, and one more thing
Go ahead.
before we go. I know we're getting ready to leave. When you said, we only live once. I'm a caretaker for veterans and the elderly.
Mm-hmm.
Please, you guys, live your life to the fullest, because once you get to a certain age, you become an elderly person, you're not able to do the things that you want to do. You're not able to move like you want to move. People are not going to come see you like you think they're gonna come see you.
Tell the truth.
So live your life to the fullest while you can, because your time, everybody's time is coming. Live your life to the fullest, y'all. It's your girl, Positive Praise Promoter. I am the Black Pearl Network Marketing.
I love it. I love it. I love it. So make sure y'all follow her and go and connect with her. If you
Mm-hmm,
want to be a dispensary owner, reach out and find out what that means. If you want to be part of the anthology,
mm-hmm.
reach out and tell her that you want to be a part of that. Because I'm telling y'all, it's power in connection.
Yes, it is.
It's power in connection. So don't sit back and think. Stop second guessing. If it jumped in your spirit, the girl, I need to be a part of that. Then
Mm-hmm.
go ahead and connect. Coco, how can they reach you? How can they connect with you?
They can connect with me on Triple P Enterprises on Facebook, Positive Praise Promoter on Instagram, Positive Praise Promoter on TikTok, Power in the Shadow podcast on YouTube, and of course, Nicole Johnson Steen on Facebook as well. That is my personal page. So that page, you'll see more dancing. Triple P Enterprizez, you'll see more networking and more entrepreneurship on that page. So yeah.
And then what is the other group you have? This is Life, Love, and Liaison.
Oh yeah, love, laughter, and liaisoning. I use that group, to promote, to also bring joy, and to also be the liaison between the community and business owners. Because you may know a business owner that has a product that somebody in the community needs, or has a resource that somebody needs. So I use that group for resources.
Come
Yes.
on, resources, honey. Listen, that just lets you know, baby, she is out here promoting people, connecting people, out here making people's lives better. Look, helping them to heal. I
Yes.
love it. I love the energy. I love your spirit. I love you. And
I
I
love
thank
you
you
as
for
well.
being on here. And listen, baby, we got more things that we get ready to do together. So
Yes, we
I'm
do.
excited about that. And y'all make sure you follow her and stay connected. This spotlight, is being shined on people who are out here making a difference. And,
Yes.
and shout out and kudos to you for making a difference. We appreciate you.
Absolutely. Y'all have a wonderful day. Be blessed.
Yes, do that. We'll see you later.
All right. Peace.